Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Persona 3 FES. In the last episode, we learned a little bit more about the Kirijo group, and apparently, although I thought during the entirety of the journey that the first seats members was Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Shinjiro, that's actually not the case, due to the fact that we saw into Mitsuru's past, and apparently, the first seats members were people just exactly like Stragum, people with forcefully awakened personas, and apparently, those personas can actually have a major side effect that wasn't shown during the story as well, that they can actually turn you into a shadow as well. And that's actually kind of scary to really think about. Thankfully, none of our units are like that, but it definitely wouldn't be a fun thing, would it, if, randomly one of our characters turned into a raging shadow and started attacking us. So, yeah, definitely some major, revelations, honestly. So, with that being said, we're actually testing something new today. I actually have two separate OBSs open, one with the camera on it and one with the gameplay. So now I should have full control over the camera footage now, which is a lot nicer. So now I don't have to say, okay, let me move the camera over or turn off the camera so you guys can see something. It's mostly because I'm setting up for Persona 5 Royal when we eventually do that series. It's just I have to do a little bit of testing beforehand to make sure everything's set, because I want it to be as good as I possibly can make it, since this has been something I've been really wanting to do for quite a long time. So, with that being said, we're going to be making our way into the 6th of the 7 Desert of doors, being Judecca. So with that, let's actually make our way straight on inside.
This must be the 6th door. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. So, let's get right on into it. And this time, we actually have a new persona that isn't Chernobog, as you saw. I actually have Thanatos again after all this time.
Let me scout ahead. Its fate but I sense a powerful presence below. As for the figure, no, I can't sense it anywhere now. The enemy is a long way from your current position. Please pace yourself as you go.
Okay, and with Fuka's wise words of pacing ourselves, let's start making our way towards wherever we need to go. Since, honestly, I don't know what floor the first boss or the second boss or any of these bosses could honestly be in. I'm surprised that even hit that shadow, to be honest. If you saw the aim of where that was actually aiming, that was completely like, almost like 180 degrees from where I actually shot. But that's the one good thing about the auto-aim feature of the actual gun that Aegis actually has, so honestly, take that for free. Oh, I always love these ones, the ones that you can't guess it. Sometimes when it pulls all the cards, I think it just resets it. And sometimes it does reset it to the original position, but sometimes it just doesn't. But it's honestly a good guess that it would do that, honestly. We got a free level for Aegis out of that, so that actually didn't turn out to be a bad thing. This seems to be the wrong way, so we gotta go a different direction. Okay, so we got a maze this way, so we gotta turn back, and then find out a way from here. I'm gonna say it's probably this way. Might as well take a guess and say it's probably somewhere around here. Because honestly, these places just get bigger and bigger. The further and further you go, that's a dead end over there, so we gotta go this way instead. And keep making ways. And honestly, we're not gonna fight shadows in dead ends. That makes no sense. Unless we were, like, really needing to train. Which I don't like training on video, because honestly, it saves you guys some time, because there's a lot of stuff that, it's a lot of stuff that you gotta do, and it takes a little bit of time to do a lot of training. I don't mind fighting off with a couple shadows every now and again, because honestly, that's one of the big things about this game, but I do think skipping off, like, ones that are kinda out of nowhere honestly makes sense, honestly, at the end of the day, because that's how I did it in Persona 4, where I didn't fight I didn't grab items from chests, because chests always seem to give you shadows to fight. Okay, so this one I actually don't know where it could be. I'm gonna guess that one. Nope, didn't get the 6 EXP, but honestly, I'll just take the extra HP back, even though we're not really we didn't really lose any HP, so it's honestly not the worst case scenario, but honestly, it's better than nothing, honestly. Okay, that's a dead end completely. We got a free shadow over here if I can aim for him. Perfect. Even though that shouldn't have hit him, I'll honestly take it, since the thing can be hard to actually aim if you actually had to get it dead on. Because sometimes you do have to do it head on, and sometimes you don't. It's kind of weird. If they're moving too fast, you have to hit them dead on. And then if they're moving, like how he was, sometimes it'll hit it no matter what. Okay, well, honestly, all those cards don't really help me at any bit, so honestly, anyone we get there, honestly, would have helped us and wouldn't have helped us, honestly. Because, honestly, the coins are good every now and again, but honestly, the money's not a problem with this one, because I have the ability to train at any point in between episodes. Okay, so this guy's a big guy, so I'm guessing we should probably figure out what he's weak to. If we possibly can. Since I have Null Slash, I don't have to worry about using Deathbound here, so we can check for... Oh, okay, he's able to take crit damage. The enemy's down. Let's finish this. Okay, let's finish it indeed, Mitsuru. Okay, knock out the Minotaur for sure, since the all-out attacks in this game are way overpowered compared to the ones in Persona 4 and 5. It actually scales off your weapon damage, your actual base weapons. So that's actually nice, but it is something that you normally wouldn't know if you had beforehand, because I actually had to search up why the all-out attacks were doing as much damage as they were doing, and now I actually know, because apparently it's all based on your actual base weapon attack damage. So all your weapons combined that you bought or earned throughout the dungeons are entirely what that actually comes from. Ooh, might as well take this, and might as well fight a Savage Shadow, find out what the Savage Shadow for the Judeca block is. Okay, it looks like the little Grim Reaper guys. Okay, well, due to the fact that these guys might have Mahamian or Mamudon, honestly, it's good to make sure what they are weak to right away. And then we'll go straight for a Deathbound, because critical damage is nice here, and since there's multiple, and we ended up getting rid of them. Okay, I'll take that. It is a very high chance of getting a crit, so honestly, it's better than nothing. I see a free XP thing that I want, but I don't know which one it would be, because it's too random with those. Because even if you think you know where it's going to be, and you've already tested your theory on where those cards would be, they actually change them every now and again, so they're never going to be like the same like pattern that you learned throughout the game. So honestly, it's just like, what's even really going on with those cards sometimes, I swear, because sometimes you see like the second and the third card gets pulled at the same time, and then when you go, you would think that it would be the alternate of that card, so the second would swap with the third card. That doesn't happen to be the case. It's really weird, and I don't really know why it's like that, but it's really hard to tell what cards would be what, because of the fact that that's the whole point of that. And since we already found the stairs, might as well shoot a shadow if I can possibly get him to actually stop running from me. Okay, perfect. Okay, so these guys, the little invisible ghost dudes with the big eyeballs. Okay, well, I'm gonna say they're more than likely not gonna block slashing damage. So let's go for it. Okay, good. Okay, so it looks like a lot of them are taking physical damage, which is something that didn't happen before. Oh, look, a Green Reaper card. More than likely, honestly, I'll just show you what happens if you grab one, because of the fact that, I don't have to worry about it, because as long as you go to the next floor, you don't have to worry about the Grim Reaper. And if I were to sit here long enough, the Reaper would actually come to us, but the thing is it takes him a while to actually, I think he spawns immediately, but he spawns super far away from you. Fuka would let you know if, he's actually near you. Here, I'll walk a little bit away, just to see if I can get him to maybe spawn, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be fast enough, so honestly, we'll move on to the next floor. But that's basically how you spawn them. Either wait 5 minutes in one area, or use one of those cards on accident, and then you would get the Reaper spawn, and he walks slowly up to you, and he gives you a second to kind of figure out if you want to run from him or not. He'll sit there for a second next to you, and then he'll attack you, and then you will have to attack him. So yeah, definitely, at least he's a little bit more nicer in this game, it seems, than he is in Royal and P5. I think, actually, I haven't run into him in Royal, but in P5, based on what I saw, he just rams you down and attacks you almost immediately, so yeah, it can definitely be a problem. Ooh, these guys are weak to smashing damage. Noted. That's actually going to be nice for me, since, if I ever see those enemies again while I'm walking through the rest of these when we do our first cuts, that's actually going to be nice to know. And it looks like we're getting closer and closer to getting Mahamian, which would be nice. Sadly, I don't have Alice's Die For Me on my Thanatos anymore, since it took all my old abilities from my original Thanatos, since it reset the compendium completely, if you guys are wondering. And the only reason why I can use the compendium is because of my my mod menu, because even though I have a mod that brought back the compendium's still broken, but the mod menu allows you to bring up the old compendium, which is weird. I don't honestly know what's really going on there, but it is strange. But into the 5th floor we go. And honestly, we're going to get ready for our first cut here, since we usually cut on the 5th floor, but Fuka's got something for us to say.
Wait. I think I confirmed the location of the powerful shadow. Yes, you're very close to it now. How are you holding up? If you're feeling weak, please don't push yourself. Come back if you don't think you can make it.
Okay, and we'll definitely do that, Fuka. So apparently we're really close to the next one. So with that, I'll see you promptly in 2 floors from here. So honestly, I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Okay, now that we're on the 7th floor of the Judeca block, we're officially now on our very first boss fight. So, with that, let's jump into the pits of hell and see what we actually end up fighting, since obviously it's not going to be the final one, since we haven't actually seen Spooks yet, if you guys are wondering. It honestly just went right into this floor, so honestly, we already know that we have one more boss fight due to that being the case, since that seems to be how that works.
The enemy's waiting below. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. So let's proceed and jump straight down the hole into the first boss fight of today's episode. And honestly, it's a 3-fighter. Okay, so the guy in the middle seems to be a Bufu user, or something you would use Bufu on. So that seems to be the case for that guy. I don't know what the Beyblade-like enemies are going to be, honestly.
Enemy shadow incoming.
Okay, or shadows, you should say, since there's 3 of them, but definitely, yeah, this is definitely kind of scary. Okay, and good thing is actually that I actually have a, an auto user again. Although I don't have, Maracunda anymore. I do want to get that at some point, but we are getting closer and closer to what I actually want to get on, my auto user. So we're getting closer to having another Barong on our hands, but for the time being, we are actually getting closer to it, at least. So now we actually get the free stats at the beginning of the fight now, instead of not having it to begin with. So honestly, I'll take that, since that'll definitely help us in the near future. Looks like we maybe have gotten a crit here, which is good. Okay, cool. I'll take me a free crit right away. Okay, so this is where we can either test for... I'm going to do Mind Charge just because it's smarter. And honestly, that's what we always do. We always want to be stat boosting first. Aegis doesn't have to stat boost anymore since she doesn't have Maracunda, so that's obviously the case why we're not doing that, but obviously we're getting closer to a point where we'll be able to attack with everyone on the first turn soon, or at least do the setup parts, at least, which is going to be nice. Okay, so like we usually do, Origin Mode on her first turn, and then go straight into the power charge, since I don't mind wasting 15 SP and getting more turns with the actual Origin Mode, since it seems like you do more damage in Origin Mode, and that's the reason. Okay, so he's using Magaradine, which is good to know. Okay, these guys are using Deathbound, but it looks like because he hit everyone, they didn't get a second chance, which is good. Okay, I can't wait to get Brave Blade, because that's going to be when things get really, really spicy. But honestly, we're perfectly safe for the time being. Another Deathbound should be smart. Another crit, meaning that guy loses his turn, although Mitsuru lost her turn, which can be bad in a way. But honestly, we're in a good spot here, since these guys are already half health. Oh, one of them, okay, they're weak to electricity, good to know. Okay, good to know, so we actually got rid of one of them already. Okay, and due to the fact that she actually has Brave Blade, we can go straight for knocking out one of these guys. I'm going to say this tank here has more HP, so I'm going to say let's go for him instead. Ooh, big old crit on him. Good. And then we can go for maybe a second crit and maybe an all-out attack and end this off right away. Since, honestly, yep, there it is, 2 crits right away.
Alright, sister, let's get him.
Okay, let's do this, Menace, good job. She's definitely proving her worth, honestly. And yeah, I definitely do really like Menace, because Menace is definitely a very much stronger version of Aegis than she was in the journey, because her version of Origin Mode and her stats in general are just way too much fun to use. I like the ability of having power charge on a character like Aegis that isn't Aegis, because if Aegis had power charge, I think she would have been much more fun, and if she had different versions of skills, and this definitely helps fix her, due to the fact that she has the wild card and she can use any persona and have any type of elemental damage. It definitely is better than the Aegis that was in the journey, I'm gonna be completely honest, but yeah, that's definitely nice to see though, because yeah, Metis definitely has made her her welcome stay, honestly, because the only other character with power charge on her team was Shinjiro, and you already know what happened to him. He's no longer with us. So yeah, definitely nice to have another user that can use a charging ability, since Mitsuru's like the only other person with one, from what I can tell, since it didn't seem like Yukari's going to be able to get it for the answer. And it seems like Mitsuru, and based on what I remember, Mitsuru was literally the only charge member we had left over other than Spooks himself, so yeah, definitely nice to see. So with that, let's jump down the hole, since usually the first one of these seem to have stories, so let's jump straight on in.
Was it just static interference? I'm sorry, it's hard to see ahead with so many shadows, especially since the shadows on this floor seem much stronger than before. If you're going ahead, please be careful.
Okay, and with that, I'll see you once we get to the next Guardian of the Judecca block, since we know we're for sure going to be seeing one, since obviously a Spooks or Makoto sighting is definitely prominent every time we reach the final area. So with that, I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Okay, now that we're on the 16th floor, it's time to make our way to the final boss of the Judecca block, since we did have a sighting of Spooks. So that means we're getting closer and closer to the end of the door for this one. So with that, let's jump into the pits of hell and see what our final boss of this area is going to be.
I can sense a powerful presence below you. Are you ready?
Yes, we are. So with that, jump straight down the hole and let's figure out what we're going to end up fighting. Is it going to be one or is it going to be multiple? Nope, it's one big shadow, and he looks like a muck almost, like from Pokemon. That's interesting.
It seems like the shadow is our only enemy again. Incoming.
Okay, here he comes. We saw Spooks for half a second there before the shadow actually attacked us. I honestly, if you saw him very closely, he was on there for like only a small second, but you could see him running from the middle area. Okay. So, let's see here. Well, first things first, since we did get the free auto here, we go straight into the Thanatos. I actually have 2 auto users now. If you're wondering what the other one is, it's our favorite little rainbow gummy worm, Yerlunger, which is my favorite of the ice users in this game, and obviously one of my favorite Arcanas from this game, due to the fact that I really liked the transfer student social link for Bebe, or also known as Jean. Definitely a very, very fun character. But, okay, so first things first is, I guess we check for crits and see if it's blocking physical or not. Okay, it heals on physical. Okay. Well, that's not good. Honestly, we go straight into the Mind Charge, like always. So, I'm gonna guess all physical things are gonna be blocked then, if it's absorbing, slashing damage. Because that's not a normal thing things just have. So, I'm gonna take that to heart and say that we'll just go straight for, any kind of magical abilities then, just in case, because honestly I think that's a way to kind of tell. And thankfully he attacked after Mitsuru got her charge, because that could have actually been worse. Okay, and I actually completely forgot to throw her in Origin Mode. Thankfully we get a second chance before her next turn, but definitely something I should always remember, since it seems, like I said, it does more damage, and it's also just more worthwhile of doing in general. So since it's blocking slashing, I'm going to say it blocks piercing as well. So honestly, I guess we just go straight into the Megiddola, honestly, since we already know that this is always going to hit it, since nothing can block it. So honestly, I'll take that. We'll get 500 damage, is not bad. And we can go straight into the Bufudyne, since we don't have to use any of the Ma skills, so there's no reason in... Wow, okay, 1,500 damage. And since Bufudyne actually hit him, we actually know that this one will work as well, since she also has ice damage, so let's just knock this guy out then, and GG. Okay, not a hard boss fight. That was actually really simple. That's actually nice. Every now and then, they have some really simple boss fights. Got 3 levels out of that, which is always nice. Means we can make things up to level 86 now, and we should get Brave Blade now, which is, yep, there it is. Good, good, good. That is something I really wanted. And obviously, based on everything we have here, honestly, the only thing I can really think of getting rid of, since this is still nice to have just in case, honestly, I'm gonna say, Tempest Slash can go, since we have the crit version with everyone, and then we have this as severe slashing, so it's better than this anyways. So, yeah, I guess we can just get rid of Tempest Slash for Brave Blade, and that should be pretty much set and done, which is good, and I'll honestly take it. Okay, well, before we forget, we gotta grab our free items, since there's always some freebies on the side over here. Might as well see. Precious Eggs, and a Soma. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take it. Anything works, honestly. And with that, so let's jump down the hole, and we always know that after a boss fight you get 1 floor of story, so let's see what's going on.
That black figure, is it waiting for us? It seems to have a mind of its own, but...
Yeah, it definitely does seem to have a mind of its own. It's setting traps for us of, like, boss-like shadows, and also I think it's dropping these shadows as well, which is very weird. But, yeah, it definitely seems like the shadow that's pretending to be us is definitely trying to either get rid of us or stop us from getting further and further. That's for sure. But it's not attacking us directly, so I'm guessing it can't attack directly, which is, I guess, something. And this shadow kitten, you leave me alone, dude. I'm just trying to go into a place where I can talk to you guys without being attacked by something. But yeah, it's definitely weird. But with that being said, I'll see you once we get into the next door memories. Since we already know that every time we see Spooks or Makoto, it means that we're actually near the end. So with that being said, I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Okay, and now that we're on the 25th floor, we're officially at the next door of time. So with that being said, let's just take a peek on inside the door and see what we're actually going to be finding here. Since we already know that we're more than likely going to see someone's past, since that's what it seems to be for all the doors ever since Paulownia Mall. So, let's see what's going on here. So it looks like Yukari's past is this adventure. Attention, all students in the dormitory. The cafeteria will be closing in 30 minutes. Okay. How far back is this one?
Oh crap. Forget it. Huh.
Forget it? Okay. Well, I guess she's not gonna go and eat food real quick. Oh, there you are, Yukari. We went to your room to look for you.
Oh sorry. I don't think I can make it today. It'll be crowded anyways.
Hey, is that your stuff? Have you even been to your room since we got back? So she's been sleeping on the bench here? That's weird.
Huh? Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't believe this. You mean you spaced out for hours? Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Oh no, it's nothing really. It's just, how should I put it? It's hard to believe it's already been 4 years since I got here.
Oh, so this is her in middle school then, since they're in high school, and the journey. So that's interesting. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. It sucks that we have to be cooped up in this dorm for 3 years. We should be out and having fun. This year's almost over, too. And this rate, high school will be over in a flash. No, they're in high school then. Okay. Wait, 4 years? Wait, do they have different types of high schools in Japan then? Because how it works here is you have 5 years of elementary, 3 years of middle, or wait, no. Yeah, 3 years of middle, 4 years of high school, and then you have however many years of college. So, okay then. She's a 3rd year, isn't she? Okay, so that makes more sense. I think that's where she is, because, Mitsuru and, Akihiko are final year seniors. Okay, so I think I got it. So this is before the journey took place by probably just a little bit. Okay, so probably, I'm gonna say a couple months before we showed up in, Tatsumi Port Island. So that would make sense then. You gonna be okay, Yukari? Well, let's not set our sights too high. We've just gotta get through this. I guess so. Don't really understand what's really going on with Yukari. I know she was still mourning her father's death for quite some time, so that's more than likely what she's mourning right now, but it is weird, because, you know, as she said, she kind of gave up on searching for what happened to her father and some other stuff, and she kind of didn't know what to do, and she was kind of lost. So I'm guessing we're kind of seeing that, but it's still weird, because we kind of got the resolution, and also, like, we already kind of understood that she was still feeling lost about her father and everything during the main story, so it's kind of weird to see, like, an extra bit of that, since, you know, she kind of already understood everything, I would think.
Things went by so fast. I knew I wouldn't find out anything about Dad just by going to class. I mean, not even the police or the medium have found anything new.
That is strange. But due to the fact that we know Kirijo Group is covering up people's deaths when it comes to the Dark Hour, that's more than the reason why, because the police have been paid off to not give out real information. So, yeah, you're not going to find anything.
It's already been 10 years. I wonder if I should just give up.
No, you definitely will eventually find it, but you gotta be going through your journey first, though. Takaba-san. You are Takaba-san, the freshman, right? Oh no, so first year. Huh, okay.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm glad you're here. There's a letter for you. Oh, so this is when she actually gets the letter from her father. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting, because we saw the letter, and we also got to see her read it during the main story, but she never really... Well, we kind of understood when she got it, but it is interesting to actually have, like, a story on when she actually obtained the letter. I'm very sorry about this. It actually came in yesterday, but there were so many transfer stamps that he couldn't tell who it was for. That's interesting. Okay. Well, there's her letter from her father. That's 100% what that is.
What?
It's from Ichiro Takaba. Is he a relative of yours? Yeah, it's her father, but I don't think she's just gonna randomly blurt it out.
But that can't be. Commemorating the opening of the Moonlight Bridge 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's from the time capsule, and that's what we learned during the story, during the main story. Takaba-san, wait, I need your signature here. And you forgot your things. These are your things, aren't they? Takaba-san. And there she goes. And I'm guessing that's over then? That was an interesting memory. We kinda already knew that, though. Did we really need a door about that? Okay.
You were all alone, trying to fight the Kirijo Group's deception by yourself for so long.
Yep, that's indeed the case.
It's not like that. If we're being forced to look into our past, it would have been nice if you could have seen your father.
True.
I would have liked to meet him.
Same, actually. But, yeah, that's a wasted opportunity, isn't it?
It's not that big of a deal. Now's not the time to go over the past. I'm tired of dealing with shadows. We should hurry and finish this.
She's really in a mood to finish this all up really quickly. She's been like ever since this started, from before the actual Abyss of Time actually beginning, and even like during the adventure so far. She's been like just wanting to wrap things up almost immediately without finishing it up, which is weird, or like without like taking some time and thinking about what's actually going on and looking towards the past and seeing what we can figure out about this. But yeah, she's been just, I want to finish this, I want to finish this, I want to finish this. It's very weird. And the reason why I'm thinking, because it's been something in my mind, and I think I understand why the characters feel reverted, is because although they did get their memories back, it seems like it's only certain memories that they got back. They didn't get everything back. And maybe that's why it seems like they reverted too much, because I was wondering what that could be, and that was something that came into my mind, that although they did get their memories of the Dark Hour, and a good big chunk of everything that happened during their journey, they lost the most important things, like their reason for fighting, and also the lessons that we taught them throughout the adventure, so our social links with them, because I'm pretty sure some of the social links are actually part of the main story and are canon, due to the fact that Aegis' social link is for sure one, and I believe Mitsuru's as well, because as you can see, she's not married off to that one dude, and she would have been so by this time. So definitely both of those are canon. It seems like Yukari's has gotten forgotten, and then I'm not sure which characters other than that, because of the fact that there's only 4 social link characters out of the 8 characters that we have right here. So, based on what I can tell, it seems like maybe Yukari's was the only one that got fully reversed, and to the point where it doesn't exist anymore, which is weird, because, yeah, it's very strange because of the fact that our character was, attracted to Junpei and Yukari, even without our memories of everything that happened. So it is strange, but yeah, that's my idea and theory about what's going on there, because that's the only way I can maybe make that kind of make sense, I guess you can say, because it is strange. So there's only one way to really make it make sense, because I don't know if we'll ever get the answer to it or not. And there's only one way to truly get the answer, and that's if the game actually tells us. So, yeah, that's basically what my idea or slash theory about what's really going on with the reversing of everyone's mindsets on certain things. So, with that, let's continue.
Yukari, aren't you pushing yourself a little too hard?
Yeah, aren't you?
You know Aegis has his power. She might not realize it, but that's gonna mean she's inherited something from him. I'm anxious to get my own sign that I'm actually moving forward. I made a promise with him too.
What kind of promise?
Yukari.
Yeah, what's going on?
Now that I've seen my past events, I know for sure the idea we had about there being something in common between all the memories we've seen.
True, there is something in common. I don't know what exactly it is, though. It seems like, their recruitment into Seas in a way, or, the reason for fighting or looking towards the future, but I can't honestly tell other than that, but that's my guess on that. So that means on the day we saw you, on that day we saw, did you? What?
Kenkun's story, Akihiko-senpai's story, Junpei's and Koromaru's too. Mitsuru-senpai's is the one that makes it the most obvious.
I guess.
I'm not really following you here. What we've seen in each of our reasons for awakening to our personam.
Oh, so that's what it is. Yeah, that makes sense.
It fits. Fuka awakened in front of everyone, and Aegis and Metis could use it from the beginning,
because they were made to do so. But Fuka, awakened her persona literally in front of us, so that's the reason why we haven't seen Fuka's one yet. But there's still one more door, though. So whose past could that be? The only person that it could be is either Spooks, Aegis Fuka, or Menace. So, that's interesting.
So there's no need to see their memories. That would make the most sense.
True.
But even if that's so, why would we be seeing that here? Is it telling us to step back and examine our origins? Aegis-san, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, Aegis? I don't think she has an idea yet. Guess there really is no way to really tell, but at least they're kind of chilling out a little bit and actually talking things over, it seems. Poor Metis. She's not been in our group long enough to feel like she belongs here.
Yo, Aegis' sister.
Just call her Metis. What's everyone calling your sister for?
Don't act like this doesn't involve you. Let's hear what you think.
Yeah, you're allowed to join here.
Why? I can't talk about the past with you all. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, she did say that. She doesn't have any memories, or at least, when it seems like, at least, like anything outside of the abyss, and that's about it. What's the matter? Yeah, what's the matter, Metis?
Nothing. I meant just what I said. You said you wouldn't leave me behind. But I don't know anything about your past, so I'm always lost during these conversations.
Poor Menace.
I get it. You're lonely. See, you're a kid after all. Now I get why you got all well behaved when we said we'd leave you behind.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You just made her mad.
I'm not a kid.
Jeez. You may not know anything about us, but we don't know anything about you either. You must have special memories, known only to you. True, actually. Like the memory of when you discovered your emotions. Yeah, she apparently got her emotions before Aegis, and that's basically something that Aegis figured out on her own. So yeah. What is that about?
Isn't it time you told us who you are?
She doesn't seem like she knows. Why bother asking? She doesn't know.
Memories, but I don't.
Yeah, she doesn't have any memories, based on what we can tell.
It closed.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to get any answers from her. She's going to be able to unlock those memories, basically, is what I'm thinking.
Metis, I think you misunderstand. Not all of our pasts were glamorous.
True.
To be honest, there was more painful memories than pleasant ones.
True. And it seems like only the last year is when they had their happiest memories.
That's clearly not true.
Well, that's completely false.
All the things you laugh and talk about are from your past.
Well, why would we talk about the sad things? That's obviously the reason why we only talk about the happy things, is because the sad things are not happy to talk about. Why would we want to bring that up? And honestly, shouldn't she understand that if she has her own emotions? But as what Junpei said, she is kind of like a kid, so she doesn't understand as much about the emotions as you would think she would. So, I guess it makes sense, her way of thinking of that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to get much of an answer there from Metis yet. I think we have to maybe unlock her memories, maybe. Maybe that's what the next door would be, because that would make sense if she doesn't remember her own memories. So, yeah, that would make sense, actually. Okay. Then I'm guessing we're more than likely going to see hers then in the next one. That's interesting. I wonder what we're going to end up seeing, since we've never met her before the story began. So that's going to be really interesting, since Metis is the most mysterious character out of the bunch we have right here. So, okay. She doesn't mince words, which forced us to another realization I felt for the very first time, that the reason time stopped may be in fact have something to do with us. Well, obviously, he decided to return to the lounge. Okay, and that means the Judeca block is officially done with, so leaving us with only one door and one big huge area that seems like another door would appear in, because I said that in the last one. If you look in that little area in between all the doors, not the, I'll show it to you after we talk, after this little conversation here, because I really do want to bring that up.
We're coming up to our last shot at this. That thing's up ahead, whatever it is causing all of this. It's supposedly tied to us and our personas. You don't think that the only way out of this is for us to die?
Thinking like that gets you nowhere. We wouldn't have come this far if we didn't believe there's another way.
True.
You're right. Sorry, my bad. Habits are coming back again. We won't have to endure this for much longer. Everyone brace yourselves. We're going in.
Okay. So, with that conversation over, I want to show where I actually think that is. Because I do feel like there's one more door. Because look at this big space. There's no way that there isn't a door that fits right here. Like, look at this. Every other door is like closely packed together with each other. And then there's just this big open space here. There's definitely one more door at least. Because I don't think they can wrap it up with one more door there. Because I feel like there's still one more memory we don't have, or two more memories we still need to fully understand the Abyss of Time, honestly, and what's actually going on here. So, with that, like we usually do, let's talk to everyone, and then we'll end off today's episode.
Everything you laugh about, that you talk about, is in the past, huh? I'm not happy to have said that, straight to my face, but then again, she could be right. What else are we supposed to do? We can't keep seeing things from our past.
True. Definitely true. Well, what about you, Ken?
I knew it. There's a secret to the personas we don't know about. How much further to the deepest level? I wonder what's waiting for us down there.
True. There's definitely some kind of monster for sure, and the shadow of us, that's definitely down there, but who honestly knows at the end of the day.
Thinking back what Meta said, we're the reason the abyss of time is here. Us and not the shadows that are littering the place. Damn it, what's going on? I'm no Junpei, but I can think of anything. But I can't think of anything that could have caused this. Anyways, we'll find all the answers if we keep going. If there's enemies that are weak to lightning, my Caesar should do the trick. Let me know if you need me.
Okay, we'll definitely let you know, since you're always coming with us, since we already have our main team, Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Menace, but yeah, definitely, for sure, bud.
Your new persona talents, Yukari seems to think you inherited it from him.
Well, that's true.
What do you think? Do you have any idea what happened?
Inherited it or no? Well, we have two options here, and we can obviously go to both since we've seen that before, so let's say both.
I see. Well, I hope you don't think badly of Yukari. He was precious to us all.
True. And we know that due to the fact that everyone thinks fondly of us, so yeah, definitely so. So let's bring that up one more time, since we have another option here. Inherited it.
Yukari doesn't know for certain either. It's just that you were the only one to hear his last words. She has mixed feelings about that. Try to understand.
Yeah, definitely so. It looked like, we weren't able to tell what he said, but it seemed like he said something along the lines like, see, thank you, or something like that. That's basically all I can really think of.
I don't think Menace is that bad, really. All the same, I wonder if she couldn't be a little easier to talk to, you know? Whoever put her together made her a little too realistic. Who wants a weapon that assaults?
True. That's actually kind of true.
Menace considers herself your younger sister, right? We thought she was just acting that way, but if she really has a heart of a child, I think we should be more lenient with her.
True. Definitely true. Think a little bit more calmly about her situation and not take her, be too aggressive against her, because she's still kind of learning as of what we see. Because she lived inside the Abyss of Time, and we know that, based on everything that we have gained throughout the story. It definitely seems like she's had zero interaction with humans, but she woke up to her emotions very early, even without the interactions with humans, so she doesn't know exactly what to say to people, but she understands her emotions, and that, she has anger, she has sadness, she has happiness, just like Aegis, but she doesn't know how to talk to people like Aegis did, or at least understood that certain things you can't really say to people. But, yeah, she seems to be learning.
I haven't hurt anyone since then, so why am I being left out? I'm doing my best to help, so why are they still treating me like a kid? I am not a kid.
Aw, poor Menace. Yeah, I feel bad for you, since it seems like the C's team doesn't really, give her the benefit of the doubt and actually sees her as mainly... They see her as part of the team, but they treat her like if Ken was treated like a kid, when he isn't. They treat him like an adult because of the way he thinks. And poor Menace, because of the fact that she doesn't really understand things, she's being treated poorly, and she's honestly not getting as much of, they're not being as nice to her, and it's kind of unfortunate, because they're not really looking towards her feelings at the end of the day, too, because she's trying to help, but they don't seem to really understand that, they're kind of being, a little rude to her, even though they're not really at the same time. They should just, mince their words a little bit and kind of understand where she's coming from as well, because they're not really, being a little too aggressive on her, because she really doesn't know really what's going on either, and we're acting like she does. And she doesn't have any memories, and we kind of can tell that from the beginning. It's not that hard to know that she has some sort of amnesia or something like that, or that she wouldn't be able to look inside the doors beforehand if she has no memories. So yeah, she would have no memories for the doors to show her. So yeah, definitely they're being a little too aggressive to her. I do think, I'm gonna say maybe the next door will have her memories in it at least, based on what we kind of got there. So I guess we'll find out in the next one. So thank you all for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully, my new setup is actually going good, And I guess I'll find out because I have to edit this after this. So, with that, thank y'all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.